Hey guys, this is Kevin from jazztime.com. Jazztime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer lowest prices anywhere online, and if you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We'd greatly appreciate it if you buy a watch from jazztime.com once in a while. So today we're going to be reviewing the Rolex Datejust 31. This is the model number 278288. We'll be going over the dial, bezel, case crown, bracelet clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. Alright, so jumping right into the dial, as you can see we have a very unique style dial. This is called the Malachite dial. It's a green banded mineral or green gemstone that sort of has this greenish look to it with different bands of, you can see, darker shades of green to lighter shades of green. Now while this dial is pretty unique in its own way, this actually was sort of this model I currently have is sort of a throwback to the older style that used to have a malachite. So around the early to mid 1980s, the malachite dial was available on Rolex watches. Particularly on the original Datejust watch, it used to have the malachite dial. However, for that it would only have the date window, and also the Rolex crown logo at the 12 o'clock position. None of these Roman numerals at the 9 and 6 o'clock position in diamonds. It was also available on a Date Presidents as well. Again, same concept. So I had the date window at the 3 o'clock and the date window at the 12 o'clock position, but no Roman numerals, just that beautiful malachite mineral. So this was available previously in the past, but now modern day malachite dials, we have the addition of the Roman numerals for the 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock position, and that's obviously fashioned in 18 karat yellow gold to prevent any tarnishing, and also fitted with diamonds, specifically about 24 diamonds in total, probably 12 and 12, 12 and a 9, 12 and a 6. And it's just a very simple dial, really just kind of really wanting to show off more of that malachite feature, that really nice green tones to it, rather than try to clutter up the dial with additional hour markers and such. It really just helps keep that malachite in play, and just looks absolutely gorgeous when kind of juxtaposed against the small hinges of gold, and also the glittering of the diamonds from, you know, the whole bezel and the 6 and 9 o'clock position. But still, this is a Datejust watch, so it does have the date window at the 3 o'clock position with a Cyclops lens on top of that sapphire crystal for magnification, easy viewing of that date. We still have the Rolex Datejust name in the glinted text right underneath that 12 o'clock position, and it's superlative chronometer officially certified right above that 6 o'clock position, stating that this watch is still within Swiss specs as well. And at the very bottom we have the Swiss made with the little Rolex crown logo in between the Swiss made, indicating that this has an updated movement. So if you're not interested in the malachite dial, but you do like the sort of style of this Datejust watch being in that full gold with the diamond bezel and such, you can also get it in a white, silver, brown, or olive colored dials as well. And there's a mixture of, you can get it in index hour markers, Roman numerals, or even full diamond studded from the 1 to the 11 o'clock position in diamond hour markers as well, and that's going to be fashioned in 18 karat yellow gold. Also forgot to mention the hour hand and the minute hand and the seconds hand are fashioned in 18 karat yellow gold as well. So it helps really helps capture that additional light sort of gleam into the center of the dial to add a nice shine to it. Moving on to the bezel now. Bezel also fitted in 18 karat yellow gold settings, specifically for the diamond amounts. I think of previous Datejust watches, I've counted out around about 48 diamonds or so in total for the whole circumference of the dial. Specifically for the cut and clarity of the diamonds themselves, Rolex doesn't state that on their website. There are people who have stated the sort of color, cut, and clarity, but you can do your own research on that, as I'd like to kind of hear it from the horse's mouth. So whenever Rolex decides to release whatever cut and clarity they use, hopefully they'll show on their website in the future. But for now, all we can see is that these are very, very beautiful diamonds that sort of capture and capture the light very nicely, specifically in the sunlight. Unfortunately, I am in a light box and not out and about in the sun. You can't really see the true shining of these diamonds when the sort of sunlight hits this bezel. It just absolutely makes it into a nice little light show of just numerous little glintings of color, and just looks absolutely gorgeous. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the case now. The case is, full 18 karat yellow gold case, as this is a fully 18 karat yellow gold watch. So from my index finger to my thumb here, that's what that's the circumference of diameter rather of the 31, as the name states, latest Datejust 31, so 31 millimeters in diameter. The side profile of the case, as you can see, not too high of a profile, will fit under the suit cuffs, dress cuffs very nicely. Nice high polish on the sides, matching with the high polish right underneath the bezel, and matching with the high polish on the sides of the bracelet. On the other side as well, we have that same high polish traveling on both sides, with the Rolex crown logo on the crown itself there. On the crown itself, you'll notice these two little dots. That helps indicate that this watch is a twin lock, double waterproofness system. Sports pieces and such will have 3 dots for a trip lock, so we know that this is a twin lock. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the crown functions now. We're going to unwind the crown counterclockwise, as this is a screw down crown. Okay, and in the standard positions where you can wind the watch, about 15 to 20 clockwise turns is all you need to get the watch started once more. Pulling the crown out to the next position will allow you to adjust the date instantaneously by going counterclockwise. As you can see, very easy to use, very easy to adjust. Pulling the crown out to the final position will stop that seconds hand wherever it is, and you'll be able to set the hands bidirectionally. The stopping of the seconds hands does allow for precise time settings, such as to an atomic clock online. You can set it down to the exact seconds. Pressing the crown back in, you'll see that starts that seconds hand once more. So very easy to use. We're going to go ahead and screw that crown nice and tight in against the case, as we want to keep the watch protected and water resistant. For the water resistance of this watch, we're looking at 100 meters or 330 feet. So moving on to the bracelet now. The bracelet is a president style bracelet, and one thing to mention already is that a Datejust on a president style bracelet, actually Rolex has updated some of the Datejust 31s to have a president style bracelet. I believe they started last year, where they've introduced the 31s with a president style bracelet, not holding it down to only the date it's having the president style bracelet. As I mentioned before, that this watch, the Malachite dial, used to be on the Datejust watch in the past, around the 1980s. That actually was on a Jubilee style bracelet. Of course, the Day President still had the President style bracelet, but previously on the Datejust on the vintage style only had the Jubilee style bracelet, so you couldn't get this President style bracelet on there. But now we have the President style bracelet, and what makes it unique, it's sort of a hybrid between the Jubilee and Oyster style bracelet. We have a three-piece link similar to the Oyster style, but instead we have these half semicircular links that sort of help with a reminiscent of the Jubilee style bracelet. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds there. And we have the high polish down the center, satin finish or brush on the outer of the three-piece links, and that matches nicely with the contrast of the high polish on the lugs. You can see a nice high polish on both sides of the lugs, top and bottom, to help sort of encompass the shine of just a bit more. You can see the pattern goes all throughout the watch. Let's sort of weave through it here. So very beautiful president style bracelet. It is a concealed folding crown clasp. So locating the Rolex crown logo there, we'll open it up to reveal these nicely high polished clasp blades. Very beautiful. So closing that up once more. That's how it looks fully closed up. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the movement. The movement is housed in this Oyster style case backing. As I stated, it is an updated movement, as most Rolex pieces with the crown logo in between the silks and now sort of help indicate that the movement is updated. So what the movement that this Datejust runs is a 2236 style movement, the previous one being a 2235 movement. It is still a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement with a precision of -2 + 2 seconds a day, and that's within the Swiss specs, and then with Rolex's own in-house testing as well. The functions of the movement itself is very simple. It's just a center, hour, minute, and seconds hand with the instantaneous changing of the date and stopping of the seconds hand, as I've shown you with the crown functions. This is where the movement sort of gotten its upgrades here. Is the hairspring has been changed to a siloxy hairspring, which is a silicone style hairspring that Rolex in-house makes, as Rolex is trying to shift their movements into more in-house made parts. The hairspring for this one is the siloxy hairspring, as I mentioned. It is a silicone or silicone composite mix hairspring that helps with the resistance against magnetism, and it's set in a different way. I believe it has two points for the balance bridge to hold on to, and in terms of the parachrome hairspring, which is on like the sports piece and such, has one point of interaction with that. So it helps sort of keep that wheel centered. The next upgrade was that they switched to the high performance Paraflex shock absorbers, which is in-house made by Rolex as well. Industry standard that they typically use was the KIF shock absorbers, and the Rolex in-house made one they claim they absorbs 50% more shocks than the industry standard, the KIF shock absorbers. But besides that, the power reserve has been updated from a 48-hour power reserve to a 55-hour power reserve now. So you can put this watch down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Sunday afternoon. It'll be keeping time just fine. All right, now let me go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist. So we're going to locate that crown logo, open that up. I do apologize, I don't have a lady's wrist, so it might not look as good on my wrist. It's going to be a little tight, as this is more set for a lady's wrist, as I said. So you can see there. See the Malachite dial, absolutely unique, very gorgeous. You won't find a similar dial to this on mainly any of the Rolex line. You'll find other colors, but that Malachite dial is unique just because, you know, it is a banded mineral, so it does have those sort of carvings and cuts of different various green tones and such. You can see the darker areas, particularly the large green band right at the Rolex name, and right underneath that date window as well. So very unique style dial. You can see, as I mentioned, it doesn't fit too high off the wrist. And that President bracelet, I mean, it's just a President bracelet. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website at jazztime.com. We have the lowest prices guaranteed, and we offer a 1-year warranty. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.